Thank you all for this invitation to speak before you. There was a day, January 23rd, 2002, that I wished nobody in this world would ever experience. But the world saw the tragedy that I experienced on that day in infinite proportion on October 7th, 2023. On January 23rd, 2002, my colleague and friend from the Wall Street Journal, a man by the name of Daniel Pearl, left my home in Karachi, Pakistan, for an interview from which he was supposed to just return home, but he never came back. And in the days that ensued, we discovered that the men who kidnapped Danny first justified his kidnapping by saying he was an American, and thus he naturally worked for the CIA. And then the story came out that Danny was Jewish, and the story changed then. And Danny was now an agent for Mossad. It was a death sentence. And indeed, weeks later, we discovered with the world a terrorist porn video, you could call it, documenting Dear Danny's murder. And what did they do? They not only killed my friend, but they took a knife to his throat and then held his head like a trophy, justifying their brutality with this notion that they had divine protection. Because what I learned then was that the men who kidnapped and then murdered Danny washed the floor of the blood, lay down their prayer rugs, pointed it to Mecca, and blessed this heinous act. What I saw in that video was something that I hoped nobody would ever have to see again. But now we have seen it again. Everything has changed over these 20 years since Danny's murder, but nothing has changed. Now we've seen the weapon of the camera used to document the killing of babies, the kidnapping of young teens, and the slaying of the elderly. Why does that matter to us? It matters because what I discovered then, in the 21 years since Danny's murder, is that there is this network that exists. I call it the woke army. And this woke army is the far left, organizations that are amongst us, and then the Islamists. I am a Muslim, I'm a Muslim feminist, I'm a Muslim reformer. Nothing of what the men who killed Danny or the terrorists who slayed young people in Israel have done is anything of the Islam that my parents taught me. You do feel fear, I understand. You may have a tremble in your heart. Acknowledge and see that fear and then transcend it. Transcend it with the spirit of whatever it is that your ancestors gave you for power and for vision. And together, I can assure you, we will defeat the woke army. We will do it from a place of love and humanity. And I am honored to be amongst all of you in this endeavor, and we will prevail. Thank you.